Hey guys, here's another Sekiro Shit Out Died Twice achievement guide. We'll be going for the achievement Isshin Ashina, which is defeating Isshin Ashina. Now, to do this, you need to side with your father and betray Kuro. And now this will immediately start these two fight scenes back to back. Now you'll fight Emma first, and then later on you'll fight Isshin himself. Now, to be a real cheap way about fighting Emma is you can lure her out. Now there's a couple ways you can do this. You can either like wait for her to come at you and get behind her and use the Ichimanji double. You can like wait for her attack, so you just bait her out and know him, and you can literally dash behind her and use that as well. Otherwise, you can just do this a couple times. Also try to get your posture to attack and get behind her and start up that way. Another really efficient way I found out to beat her is if you literally are running around in circles. I did this later on in the game. Later on, I figured I've died quite a bit this way, and trying to find a really easy way for people to actually be able to like 100% do this in case you have any issues is if. And now it's not in this video here. I'm just gonna tell you what I did. I basically ran around in circles, just ran around circles, literally waiting for her to attack. And then when you attack, you use the whirlwind slash. Now another thing you could use as well, I did this a couple times on and off, which is also not in this video, is I use divine confetti. It seems like it does much to normal people, but it does. It adds a little bit of boost power, I think 25% or so for a little bit of time period. Even if they're blocking, it goes through their blocking, deals some significant damage to them as well. So like I said, if you want to make this easier, I didn't have it in this guide itself. I literally just ran around the entire time and baited her out. Every time she attacked, like using the Isshin Cross, the Ashina Cross, excuse me, not the Isshin Cross, the Ashina Cross move, doing that and a couple other basic attacks she has here that she always repeats, you can literally try to get behind her and use the whirlwind slash and whittle her down little by little. It'll take some time, but it's very efficient and guaranteeing you that you can have the most health out of it without really screwing anything up, and you'll be able to beat her within a few minutes of doing it that way. So keep that in mind. That's a pretty surefire way to be able to beat her. If you did it that way, I just whittled health down every time, just to be safe, to keep my health cords and everything else intact, so I'd save all the good stuff for the main fight. But you can break your posture pretty easily if you block a lot and make sure you keep attacking her and being persistent with it. You'll be able to break your posture pretty quickly if you get that way down as well. Go ahead and be my guest. There's a couple ways there that you can do it, as well as a couple ways to beat Isshin himself. Now one way is putting divine confetti on as well, fighting him and getting some of his attacks down to block, because he's going to come at you, and sometimes this method won't always work because you'll be kind of unprepared for some of these attacks he might just throw at you. So what you're going to want to do is lunge at him with your thrust attack and then get behind him by dashing to the left and up and using a whirlwind slash. Now I didn't get the whirlwind slash there itself, but you want to use the whirlwind slash because it will deal some good damage to him. About as many hits as you can really get on him is a couple hits before it ends up blocking any more than that. Anything more than 2 hits, he technically tends to block everything after 2 hits. So whirlwind slash has always been my favorite move throughout the entire game. If you watch my other video guides, you'll know I use this move throughout almost every boss fight. It's quick, it's easy to use, you get in, do a couple hits, and you can just get out of it really fast. It's not a long move, it doesn't take time to use it. It also has always been one of the most powerful moves I think in the game for as little as attacks as it does. So it also doesn't cost you any of your emblems, so it's also a pretty good way for that way to not waste any of your emblems by using other moves that might also do about the same amount of damage, if not maybe get you screwed up because they'll block some and attack back. So the basic way you're just going to keep doing this is bait him out, use the little charge item, thrust, and then you're just going to hit him a couple times or whirlwind slash him. Now if you want, you could start using other methods, but I'm going to use here in a second to beat him down, which would be using your Shadow Rush. It's another one of those moves where these bosses can't block it, but you want to try and save as much to that as the last health bar as you can, because this way he doesn't have those extra moves right now. Right now he's just doing these basic attacks where he'll grab you. It's pretty obvious. He'll put his sword away, and you can see his hands come out to do this slow grab. So make sure you just get out of the way before he does that. I would do a double dash just to be safe, to get out the way, because he might be able to grab you. Sometimes the area effect is a little bit off and it might actually be able to hit you with that, just to be safe. Other than that, you can see the kanji popping up here and there from time to time, so make sure you just double dash away from those if you can, because sometimes the area effect for those as well might get you sometimes, so just be prepared for that. Doesn't have a whole lot of attacks. I didn't really try to learn them all. I was just trying to get them down the best as I could. Make sure I pop some divine confetti once in a while to keep my attack power up, and try to get behind him with the whirlwind slash. That's all you basically got to do with this first phase. And if you really want to fight him, you could break his posture. It takes a little bit with any other boss, obviously, but you know it's going to take some time to learn that. But this is a pretty good way that you don't have to try it 1,000 times or whatever to get all of his moves down. So once you get into the second health bar, he'll gain a couple abilities. I'm going to jump ahead here. He's going to gain a couple abilities, a few fire abilities. One, he's going to like spray this fire cone at you. Two, he's going to stomp on the ground, which is a very, very, very slow moving one. He's going to stomp on the ground. It's going to be pretty obvious. He's going to stomp on the ground, and you're going to see that. He's going to have like a little firewall in front of him. So just basically, that's like the easiest one to die. Just get out the way, be in the back, just run back if you can. Just as soon as you see his foot go up in there, just run back, and you should be able to dodge that one pretty easily. Fire cone, you kind of get the hang of it when it's coming. You'll see it, and this is the third right here. He does all these little fire spots that are on the floor are going to flare up. So make sure you just get out the way and you see him doing that from a distance. You'll eventually catch on to it and know he's going to do one of his fire moves. And if you see the fire in the around, you start to go up in the air. He's going to also charge at you. So try to get out of the way if you can at the same time while he's charging at you. The fire is going to be kind of an obstacle there, but just make sure you get out the way. Right there is that fire stomp I told you about. Little firewall stomp. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to wait for him when he does the firewall stomp to try to get behind him and do some attacks. If I get some attacks there, so be it. And then once in a while, if I don't think I'm going to get behind him, you saw me there in the menu earlier, change to Shadow Rush. I tend to use that the entire time until all my spirit emblems are gone. And don't worry if you end up missing like I did there, it won't cost your spirit emblem. It's got to make actual contact in order for it to actually work. So there's another one's charge attacks after that fire. So be prepared for it. That will really hurt. It'll probably almost kill you, if not kill you. So I make sure that you get out the way from that. That's a pretty nasty move as you saw there. So the fire stomp you see, you'll do some fire stomp and then you'll throw it sword up in the air, and that's the signal that he's going to throw the fire cone at you. So it's kind of hard to tell right off the bat which one he's going to do. You'll do a stomp and you'll slash a diagonal. That's going to be the little firewall in front of him. And then he swings the sword vertically up in the air. It's going to be right there. Now that's the diagonal one. Vertically in there will be the fire cone coming at you. So if you keep on him like this, you'll be able to get him down in no time. You use a Shadow Rush on him a lot. Make sure you're persistent with it, and you will get him. Alright guys, thanks for watching. And also, if you've been paying attention to all my other video guides, you also get your Beat All Boss achievement if you watch all my other video guides for all other bosses. And that'll wrap up this ending. Also, the Shura ending. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for my video guides coming soon. Make sure you like and subscribe as well.